And now I'd like to ask the winning captain, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, to come up, please. He'll first collect his medal. MS, if you can come up, please. Well, many congratulations. You were absolutely brilliant tonight. And what's a relief it is for you?
Well, of course, because there are quite a few decisions that I took in this game. If it am not on the winning side, first question, why Srishant, not Ashwin? Second question, Yuvraj Singh in form, why he didn't bat at number 4? So there are plenty of questions. It's good to win. And I believe, that was one thing that was definitely pushing me to do well in this game. So it feels really good. Jokes apart, I think, the last 1 month we have done really well. Spent time on the field together, spent time in the dressing room. I think it's a memorable 30 to 35 odd days that we have spent together, and this was the goal that we wanted to achieve, and each and every individual gave his 100%.
You said many questions to answer. Plenty of questions on the number of runs you've got in this tournament. Nice way to ask everyone to shut up. Let your bat do the talking.
Well, in India, that will be rude, because, frankly speaking, my thinking was, to give the youngsters chance up the order, be down the order to maybe take a bit of pressure, but, more often than not, the pressure got better of me. So in this game, I wanted to bat slightly up the order with 2 off spinners in their side, chasing a big score. I said, I need to go up the order. Gary backed me, and I was equally backed by the senior players. So I had a point to prove, not to others, to myself more than anyone else. I'm glad I got the number of runs that I got.
31 for 2 in a final, chasing 275 is tough. What was going through your mind?
Well, it is tough, if the couple of wickets that you lost, if they are Virendra Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar, then most of the people in India, they would be questioning as to we can get the number of runs or not. But I think Virat and Gautam, they batted brilliantly. What was needed at that point of time was singles and doubles, negotiate the fast bowling, don't give them even one more wicket, because after that, if you give them 1 wicket, there's plenty of pressure on the lower middle order. So I think they batted really well, and after that, with the help of a bit of dew on the field, I think we were able to put pressure on the spinners.
Partnership's important. Gautam Gambhir, the catalyst there.
And of course, I would have loved to see him get that big century. Hard luck, Gautam, but I think he's the one to blame. World Cup 100, it is a big one, but I think he batted brilliantly throughout. He needed to be there. That's his role. That's his responsibility in the side, and I'm glad, he took us really close for the game.
I'm not going to keep you here any while longer before I get some more shouts from your teammates. It's time to go up there and pick up the World Cup. MS Dhoni will collect the World Cup trophy. And he'll get it from Mr. Sharad Pawar, the president of the ICC. The party begins in Mumbai. And that's it from the presentation area.
Well, it's what they've been working for the last 7 weeks plus. For the host nation to take the trophy is just a wonderful sight. MS Dhoni, maybe just anticipating that it might get a little bit moist out there. Wearing a few old clothes, and it doesn't matter. Anything will be covered in champagne now, and the bunting is in the air, the confetti is in the air, the fireworks have been going for the last hour. What a moment it is for MS Dhoni, for this entire Indian team, and for this entire Indian nation. They are proud winners of the 2011 Cricket World Cup. Held aloft there, you can just about see it. I'm sure every one of those players, every man in that squad will want to get his hands on that trophy at some stage. That trophy will be paraded around this ground, this refurbished, rebuilt Wankhede Stadium, the venue for this final, and they're very proud to be so. And these celebrations, as you'd expect, will no doubt continue into the night and into tomorrow. I've still got Mike and Ian alongside. MS Dhoni asking plenty of questions of himself there, answering most of them. A triumphant leader, but the squad will be very proud of itself. We need to talk about Sachin Tendulkar. It's taken him a long time to get his hands on a World Cup medal.
Well, you mentioned that they've worked for 6 or 7 weeks. Well, actually, this squad has been working for 2 or 3 years to put this together, and Sachin Tendulkar has obviously been waiting for much longer than that, a whole career, 20 years or so. So a triumphant night for him in his hometown, but also for this whole squad who put together 2 or 3 years of good planning, hard work. Somebody like Gary Kirsten, who's finishing. He's finishing as coach. He goes back to Cape Town, and I think he's been a very, very important figure in this Indian team, because you contrast his tenure with somebody like Greg Chappell, who came in as quite a brash Australian and really clashed with the local culture, whereas Kirsten realised that he's got to stay in the background. He's got a wonderfully talented bunch of players, let them go out and do it, and just fine-tune and tweak here and there. But just stay in the background and don't
I take your point about the last 2 or 3 years, because some of the players involved in today's final have been youngsters who've come through. They've learned a lot, I'm sure, at the hands of the coach, the captain, and all those senior players around them.
Well, I think they made it their target to win that, and that's why you had that blend of older players. And when India come to England this in our summer, there's every chance you won't see 3 or 4 of those players. You have people like Zaire Khan, towards the end of their career, Sachin. I don't know how long these guys will keep going, but the great thing at the moment is you've got that lovely blend where you've got youngsters coming up, stepping up to the plate, and then behind that you've got the senior players, Sachin there in your picture, him, you've got Uvar Singh, who's done a great job, quite rightly the player of the tournament, and then you've got the youngsters coming through who've risen to the occasion. It's been great. Rayner and people like that.
It's a remarkable achievement, just to put it in context of the expectation. There's a million people here, and nothing less than the ultimate victory would have satisfied them. And I tell you, had they lost here tonight, there'd have been a big story about the toss tomorrow morning as well. It would have been quite a
both tosses.
Both tosses, yeah. But the pressure they've been under and the expectation on this team, it is a remarkable achievement to win it in the end, and win it pretty comfortably, actually.
It's very thought for Sri Lanka as well, because Jaya Wardner for one for 100. Murali, not at his best tonight, but a closing occasion.
Well, he's been creaking. He's been creaking for a bit. The body's been crying enough. But it's still a fitting way for him to go out on a grand occasion. It was a magnificent 100 by Mahela Jaya Wardner, and on most occasions a 100 like that would end up on the winning side.
Yeah. I mean, you won't see pictures, sadly, of the Sri Lankan team at this stage. All the focus, quite rightly, is on the winners. It's all about being number one, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Sri Lankan team will be in their dressing room and they'll be thinking about the things that could have been and they're not to be. It's India's evening. They've worked very hard for it, as you say, under enormous spotlight. Everybody in India expects and wanted them to win this World Cup, and as I said quite rightly, anything but a victory would not have done, and it just wouldn't have been tolerated. So they've done very, very well.
Well, more than that. It's been absolutely extraordinary. What a journey it's been. Take your pick, whether it's over the last 7 weeks or over the last 2 or 3 years. When it ends with moments like this, this is an absolute triumph for an entire nation. Well, I tell you what, it's been a fabulous day here in Mumbai at the Wankhede Stadium. We've enjoyed every moment of it and loved being here to bring you this live coverage. If you haven't missed anything, we can tell you, of course, that there are highlights, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to relive what has been a great day here in Mumbai. 2 choices, one at 8 o'clock, red button on HD1, one at 11:30 on HD1 as well. Well, a momentous occasion for all India. It's not quite coming to a close yet. Our coverage is. Thanks for watching a fabulous World Cup.